Okay, so here I have the Gojira X trial. I found this really cool preset Big Lead and I want to bring it on stage with me on my TONEX. So what we need to do first is we need to go to VB Audio. We need the VB cable A and B for Mac in this case, but it's also for Windows. So this method requires no audio interface at all. So we're only going to use virtual cables. So in the input in Gojira X, we set cable A as input and cable B as the output device. And yeah, so once you got this done, we head to TONEX to the modeler and we hit on next and we want to use the guitar. So hit next, and for the tone model type, we're going with the complex rig and then next. For the audio setup and rig connections, we want to use for our output device our VB cable A, and in our input device you want to put in the VB cable B, so it's the other way around from Gojira. For the center rig and the reamplification box that we don't have, we just put in anything, so output 1 it is. Just make sure that we have the VB cable input set to A and the output to VB cable B. For guitar and microphone, we can also just put in anything because we don't actually play guitar for this. And the microphone, we don't mic anything up here. It's all connected with virtual cables. Yeah, so hit on next, and now we have the levels check, the input level, but as long you set the output inside Gojira as you want it to be, it is going to be 1-to-1 like this. So disable reverb and delay and also Doppler or any transposes inside your Neural DSP plugin, because there's no capture software that is able to capture these yet. So if you want the best result, please don't capture with reverb or delay. Yeah, so we are only able to capture our amp and decap and also drive pedals. And yeah, so once you have everything set up, we can go to the next step and click on next. So here's another levels check. As I said earlier, we don't use a live input or a guitar for this method. So we're going to use a audio file which is played through TONEX. So if you play this audio file, you need to see like an audio graph. So here's the audio, and if you route everything right with the VB cables, you see the audio also played back in Gojira on the audio graph. Yeah, so now I can close it and stop the playback and hit on next, and here we can start our capture. So hit capture, and it's going to play some weird sounds and noises. If you've seen like a quad cortex capture process, it's the same thing. So this can take a while, between 10 to 20 minutes, but I will going to skip this part and make a cut here. So once it's done, we're going to the next steps. Okay, so our capture process is finished and we can head to the next page. Here we are giving 3 choices: fast, default and advanced. So obviously I want to have the 1-to-1 copy of the preset, so I'm going with advanced, which is also the longest, but for this video I'm going with advanced, so we can get a good comparison between TONEX and Neural DSP. Here we can hit start advanced training, and now the AI machine modeling from TONEX is working on our tone model. Depending on your PC, it might take longer or shorter. For me it's a Mac Mini M1. The longest it took was 45 minutes, but you need to calculate like 30 to 45 minutes until the process is done. But here I'm also going to do a cut again. The model training has finished and now we can go to the next steps. The next steps are going to be like monitoring or like fixing our presets and doing some additional adjustments. But from experience I can say that I hardly use any of these features. It is usually really good and we don't need to do any of those tweakings. All the tweakings we can do afterwards inside TONEX to get the exact sound that you want to, or to create or recreate the sound from Neural DSP as close as possible. Okay, so the next thing is going to be customizing our tone model. So click on next, and over here you can name your tone model and put in some description, but I'm going to make it quick and just put in some letters so that we can save and go to the player. So everything that has optional is optional, but everything that doesn't say optional, you need to put something in. Otherwise you won't be able to save and go to the player. Yeah, set this to other, and now save and go to the player. And over here we can see that for our amp and a cab in the top row, we can see we have the big lead, our tone model that we just captured, but our preset isn't saved yet, or we didn't have a preset yet, so we need to go ahead and save this as a preset. So after we saved it, I want to go to the librarian and drag my preset directly onto my TONEX pedal. So I'm going to replace the twin model in my bank 2 with my preset big lead from Gojira, override it, and that's it. Now it's on my TONEX pedal. So now in Ableton I have a audio set up with the TONEX model, the preset. In here, make sure you have the compression, noise gate, and delay and reverb set to the same values as in Gojira, so we can get a close comparison between those two. So this guitar solo is going to be played in a mix, so we are going with Gojira first, so we can have an idea how it's supposed to sound like. So I'm going to engage Gojira and disable TONEX. So this was Gojira, and next we're going to play the TONEX and see how good it cloned our Gojira preset. Okay. So yeah, this was the preset captured from Gojira on our TONEX, and I'd say it's pretty good. The effects, the delay and reverb inside TONEX are not going to sound exactly like the ones in Neural DSP. Yeah, thank you for watching this video.